Happy Friday. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another Blaze Friday Coffee Q&A. I am Nina, your corner coach, and I have the distinct honor of being your guest host today. I am looking forward to spending time with you. Again, I am Nina, your corner coach, and I am a certified life coach who helps Black moms put themselves first. And I help them do that by prioritizing their self-care and community. So often we are told that we have to pour from empty cups. We have to give everything to everyone around us, leaving ourselves empty, depleted, overwhelmed, exhausted, and resentful. And so I am here to help you Black mamas to put yourself first, because when you put yourself first and you serve from an overflowing cup, you then have the capability, you can then have the ability, you then have the heart to serve those you love from a much better space, from a healed and whole space. And so that's a little bit about me. I'm so excited to be here. We're going to jump into the first question. I am answering questions from real Black female founders. And our first question reads as follows: how can I get over my fear of speaking in front of my target audience on social media? How can I get over my fear of speaking in front of my target audience on social media? That's a great question. Speaking, period, can be very difficult, especially when you are thinking about tapping into your audience, because you want to make sure what you're telling them is right. You want to make sure your facts are right. You want to make sure, that you say the right thing and give them the right resources. That's always, for me, specifically, my intention when I open my mouth to speak to those in my audience. What has helped me to kind of get over the nervousness and some of the fear of speaking in front of my audience is not worrying about it being perfect. Not worrying about giving them the perfect answer or hoping I give them the right resources. What I focus on is giving them my heart, and giving them the real deal. I have found that doing that connects so much more with your audience than trying to be perfect and having the well thought out script and the perfect answers. A lot of times people want to connect with who you are, and they want to see how you show up in those spaces versus showing up perfect, because we know perfect is not reality. And so that is how I have learned to get over my fear of speaking in front of my target audience. Okay, I hope that helps you. Our next question reads: how do I know what my target audience should look like? How can I narrow it down versus serving to everyone? I would say to this answer, how do I know what my target audience should look like? There are a series of questions that if you Google, finding target audience, you will get in terms of identifying what that person looks like. Some people call it the avatar, what that avatar looks like. And that could change over time. But what it is important to do is to think about who it is that you feel most connected to. So as you hear my answers related back to the first one, you see that I'm a connector. I'm a heartstring type of person. And that's how I approach my business. And so when I think about my target audience, I think about my own struggles, my own journey. I think about the stories of those who I am in daily communication with. I think about looking at society as a big picture and who I feel and who I see is at the most disservice. Who's not getting someone tapping on their shoulder? Who's not getting the focal point? Who's not getting the attention that they need and they deserve? And that's how I identify my target audience. For me, my target audience is Black moms. How did I get to that point? Because on my own journey and looking back to those who have come before me, I see the deficit in the resources that have been given to that audience. And so that's where I feel most connected. And so that's what I would suggest to you. Really sit down and think about your story and your journey, because again, we're relating to people. That's how they are going to connect with you, if they can relate to you. So think about your own story, think about your own journey, and think about the kind of pitfalls or the potholes that you recognize that you can make a difference in. That narrows it down to not serving everyone, and that helps you become more of an expert in that specific area versus trying to give it all to everybody. Think about your Chick-fil-A's and your Burger Kings and all of these different companies. They have a very specific audience, and they aren't trying to market to anyone else. And so that's because of their own journey and understanding where they most have the best impact in reaching. So I hope that helps. On to our next question. What has been your greatest joy in entrepreneurship? What makes it all worth it? I ask myself this question every single day. But the greatest joy in entrepreneurship is designing things. I would say, designing the journey to be exactly what I want and I need it to be. There is no greater feeling than to, walk into my office space or sit at my desk and design the day to what I need it to be, and not have to clock in or not have to think about I only have a certain number of days of PTO and I got to get a vacation in within those days. There's certain things that I can say and can't say in this, office space. I don't have to worry about that in entrepreneurship. And that's just for me. That's not everybody's story. That's not everybody's answers. But I have learned in my journey that I am not one to really follow by a lot of rules. I'm not one to want to ask for permission. I like to make impact in the way that I like to make impact. And so that has been my greatest joy, being able to create my own path and my own lane, and do it in the best way that I know how to do it, without any restrictions, without any boundaries, without any boxes. I can do it without limitations, the way that I want to, in my own timing. What makes it all worth it? Knowing what tomorrow holds is what makes it worth it. There are a lot of challenges, and there are a lot of struggles that could come with this journey, but knowing what I am designing for my future, what I'm designing for my family's future, that makes it all worth it. So in closing, I hope that helped. It's been great to answer those questions from you, Black female entrepreneurs. Stay encouraged, stay motivated. In closing, I would like to say, as a guest host for the Blaze Friday Q&A, I just want to talk about what Blaze has meant to me in my business. I have been a member of the Blaze community for probably about a year and a half now. And what I love most about this community is the ability and the freedom to do it in my own time. I laugh a lot, and was just having a conversation yesterday about some of the things that I learned from the Blaze community back in the beginning. It's just now making sense. And that's not a bad thing, but being in the community has helped me see that that's not a bad thing. A lot of times when you involve yourself with different groups and communities, you have to do it right then. They want you to do it right then, right there, not understanding who you are as a person. But the Blaze community has nurtured me. The Blaze community has given me space to show up. The Blaze community has given me space to reach out and grab my sister's hands and encourage them to do what it is that they are supposed to do. And so I would not be the entrepreneur that I am on this journey. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm a lot further than where I was a year and a half ago. And I would not have been able to get to this point without Blaze, period. That's how I feel. So I encourage you, check out the Blaze community. There is something for you at some level of the spectrum. There are a lot of resources, there are a lot of community opportunities, and there are a lot of sisters here waiting for you to grab your hand and to walk with you, to walk beside you, in front of you, behind you, all of that. And so come check out the Blaze community. Again, I am Nina, your corner coach. And if you are a mom who is doing the best that you can with what you have, but you still find yourself extremely exhausted, you find yourself resentful because everyone else around you has what they need, but you are empty. And you know that this is not the way you want your motherhood journey to last. I encourage you. I want you to connect with me. I am on all social media platforms at Your Corner Coach. Your Corner Coach. I do one-on-one coaching. I do events. I host events and experiences that put you in the moment to experience these self-care activities that you may not do on your own. I provide a community of other Black mamas that will hug you, that will love you, that will support you without judgment, without shame, without guilt. So connect with me. We have a lot of events going on and just a lot of space for you to just show up to get what you need because everyone else is taken from you. And so it's time for you to put you first. So follow me at Your Corner Coach, and I can't wait to connect with you there. So that's all we have for today's episode of Friday Q&A with the Blaze community. We hope to see you next week. And until then, take care of yourself. Have a great one.